Don't you know we're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know?
So my history with Worksafe is that I joined the organization, I think, in 2003 when previous organization, SCOSH, closed its doors. I'm the founder of SCOSH, Santa Clara Center for Occupational Safety and Health, and from 1978 until 2003 we have been active on the issues of health and safety hazards and remedies for those hazards in the electronics industry. We're based here in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara Valley, because that's the home of the industry. So over that 25-year period, a group of us worked hard with limited resources to provide worker education, awareness, run campaigns about changing some of the chemicals in use, particularly trichloroethylene.
SCOSH was an incredible organization to belong to because I was there long enough to see the impact that it had on the community, to see it be there long enough to spin off the Silicon Valley Toxics Coalition, to make sure that the community knew that there was a watchdog on behalf of working people to protect them from their exposures to carcinogenics and evil things in the workplace. So having an organization with committed people like Amanda Hawes at its helm was really important for those of us coming up through the ranks and learning how to not only protect ourselves, but to protect the workers that we worked with, for, side by side in our various work environments, but also for those people who are not in unions, who had to have a resource that can go to bat for them so that they could take on their working conditions and fight for a better life, to live, to work, and to be in the community. So SCOSH is pretty important, and it has a great legacy for so many of us.
My vision for Baykosh when I joined was, I think, to get more unions involved in health and safety and to try to get a coordinated campaign organization together. I was working initially, I was actually volunteering at the clinic, the workers' clinic at San Francisco General, and I was also planning on going to grad school at Berkeley.
You try. No hell below us.
One of the earliest things I can remember that I feel especially proud of was our work around the right to know in California. Being part of a big national movement driving for that basic human right to know what you're being exposed to and giving you a chance to fight to protect yourself. And I think that theme of right to know, which started about chemicals, has really carried out forward into a whole range of areas that still underlies what we need to be doing.
I hope someday you'll join us.
I think one of the most important accomplishments that SCOSH had in its early days was getting semiconductor companies to stop using TCE. And at the time I was working in the plant, National Semiconductor. I was the chair of the Electronics Organizing Committee of the United Electrical Workers, and so it was a cooperative campaign that we carried out together. With this combination of SCOSH and the workers inside the plant, the organized workers inside the plant, that we could accomplish things, that we could get the company to move, that we could get the public to pay attention to the health and safety dangers that existed for us at work.
Fran and Schreiberg and Mandy Hawes and Suzanne Maria and myself, and I think Patty Quinlan as well, had some informal meetings where we started talking about what all these kind of disparate activities that we were all doing, what they had in common, and how we could formulate them into one coherent organization. And we got together, we developed a board for Worksafe.
Redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind.
Ultimately, that organization became Worksafe. We founded Worksafe, so to speak, when we needed a name for the coalition that was working on Prop 97 to restore Cal OSHA back in 1988.
Some say it's just a part of it. We've got
One of the other pieces of legislation that's really important that Worksafe was involved in was in 1989 with SB 198, which then State Senator Bill Green sponsored, and it created our injury and illness prevention program, which again is one that's fairly unique in the country. AB 1127, Steinberg's bill was important not just because of the multi-employer responsibility, but we seriously increased penalties so that they were in fact the most significant penalties in the country.
We need Worksafe as one of the few progressive organizations to fight on behalf of worker safety and health in California. Worksafe helps workers with a voice to articulate with the best science, the best policy. Worksafe trains workers, provides the assistance, the legal support that's absolutely vital in these times to improve worker safety and health in California.
It continues to do the two basic things. Be advocates for workers' rights and health and safety and some other areas, as well as pushing the bureaucracy, the OSHA bureaucracy, to do its job and do it correctly.
Worksafe is just as important as it's ever been, maybe more important. And we've learned from one struggle to the next that the other side, those who don't want regulation, those who want to leave workplaces free to expose people to all kinds of hazards without any interference, they're very well organized. They have their high-paid lawyers, they have their lobbyists, they have professionals to participate. But without Worksafe, we just don't have a voice for labor, for workers, for the immigrant community to speak up about hazards and talk about why we need better protection. So that's why we need Worksafe.
Worksafe has a continuing significant role to protect worker safety and health. In the future, there's still so much to do, and Worksafe really has the ability and drive to accomplish these things. There's two other issues that are critically important that Worksafe has been focusing on, and one of those is to protect workers from retaliation based on their being involved in occupational safety and health matters. There is no way that individual workers can compete with the employer when it comes time to asserting their rights in the workplace. And very, very often workers are simply just fired when they bring up a safety issue. And unless we can protect those workers, there is no way that people will speak up.
And when the rain falls down, you know the flowers gonna bloom. And when the heart boom do 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 boom boom do 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 boom do 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 boom do 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 boom boom do 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 do
we plant the food, we drive the cab, we load the ship, we run the lab, we build the bridges, we fly the plane, we do the work. This is our day, we do the work.
boom boom.
We do the work.
Boom boom.
We do the work. This is our day. We type the page. We clean the streets. We saw the clothes, we changed the sheets. We sell